I want to tell you a story you'll never forget. Our tale today begins in Cairo, Egypt. The Azbakeya market, a place where old books whisper secrets and time forgets to move. Yusuf and his friend walked through its narrow paths where every step held the scent of forgotten pages and ancient tales.
What do you think of the Azbakeya market?
Utterly dull. What good are a few stalls selling worthless old books?
Are you mad? It's a paradise of books.
Then something caught his ear. A vendor's voice, warm, inviting, like a merchant from some long-lost bazaar. Yusuf turned, drawn by curiosity, and made his way toward the man.
Have a look, sir. Just choose any book, and I'll fetch it for you. At your service, sir.
I want any old book.
What's the title?
I don't know.
Pardon?
Just an old book. Something that talks about something important.
Once you know what you're after, I'll be happy to help.
Without a word, he stepped away. And so the two continued wandering, searching among the scattered stalls, hoping, perhaps, that the right book might find them first.
I'm exhausted from all this walking. Come on, let's rest on that iron bench over there. Just one or two more stalls, then we'll head back to the metro.
And then Yusuf saw him, an old man seated on the ground inside a narrow stall just across from the iron bench. There was something strange about the scene, something quiet, something ancient. Without knowing why, Yusuf felt drawn in. He stepped closer and entered.
Assalamu alaikum, old man.
Wa alaykum assalam, my son.
Do you sell old books?
My boy, I have nothing but old books. Look through the shelves, take whatever calls to you.
Yusuf stepped inside and began searching. He scanned the shelves, passing dusty titles and worn covers, until something caught his eye, a bundle of books tied together with a thick rope. The titles were unlike anything he'd ever seen. The Seven Temples, the Great Sun of Knowledge, the Greater Key of Solomon, the Ultimate Secret. A shiver ran down his spine. But then something else. Not a book, but 7 large pages, A3 in size, bound with thread along the right edge. The paper felt different, rough, heavy, handmade. At the top of the first page, handwritten in black ink, were the words, "From the account of the traveler Ahmad ibn Ishaq al-Baghdadi."
What do you think of these pages? No idea. They look old, but I doubt there's anything important in them. Maybe, but they seem rare. I think they're worth something. Let's ask.
How much for this book, old man?
£10.
Yusuf thought to himself, "That's nothing. I've got nothing to lose." He reached into his pocket, pulled out a £10 note.
Here you go, old man.
I'm sorry, my boy. I can't see well. Place it in my hand.
Yusuf placed the note gently in the old man's palm, and without another word, turned and walked away. In the evening, Yusuf was laying on his bed, scrolling aimlessly through his phone. Social media, idle chats, just noise. That's all his break had been. Empty nights in cafes, pointless talk, and far too much tea. But at midnight something stirred. In the dim yellow light of his room, a sudden thought crept in. Those strange brittle papers he'd bought from Souk al-Azbakeya. He'd forgotten all about them. With a quiet sigh, he sat up, eyes fixed on the stack resting on his desk. He wasn't sure why, but he felt he had to read them. 7 large sheets of brittle paper. Much of the ink had faded. Some lines were smudged, overlapping, confused. But with patience, one could still make sense of the words. This was the final written account of Ibn Ishaq al-Baghdadi, a traveler and scholar. May God's mercy be upon him. He wrote, "In the name of God, the most merciful, the most compassionate, creator of mountains, crusher of tyrants, Lord of the heavens and earth, the one who raised the skies without pillars." These words opened a chapter titled "The City of the Dead," from his lost manuscript, The Treasure of the Journey. According to his account, Ibn Ishaq had been traveling through Upper Egypt, tired, thirsty, nearly collapsing from exhaustion. That's when he saw it, a wall stretching far across the horizon, and in its center, a massive ancient iron gate. Upon approaching it, he found strange words carved in the stone. "O mankind and jinn, do not approach this town. Its people sleep until the day of judgment. If you enter, may God have mercy on your soul. If you turn away, forget this place. Speak of it to no one, for you will be questioned about this secret on the day of reckoning." But Ahmad couldn't resist. He tied his camel at the gate, opened the rusted door, and stepped inside. The town resembled a district of Cairo. Narrow streets, open shops, stalls filled with goods. But it was empty, utterly disturbingly empty. Then, from one of the darkened shops, someone emerged.
"Peace be upon you, traveler. Come rest. I am Muhammad al-Salami, the town's grave-digger."
A strange man, fat, pale-skinned, with a thick black beard and a massive staff in hand. He invited Ibn Ishaq to his home and began to speak of what had happened to the town.
"It was once a bustling city, filled with merchants from every land. Then, one day, a boy came. A boy from Persia. He called himself Al-Hayy ibn al-Qasab. He was not normal. He could walk on water, fly above the ground. He whispered strange words, and water turned to honey. He'd touch a wall, and it would shake, scream, then crumble into dust. He claimed he could make the poor rich. He only needed 4 people, 4 willing souls. And so, 4 poor men stepped forward. The boy welcomed them into his house. That night, they stayed with him. By morning, he was gone, vanished. But each of the 4 men now held in their hands a key to treasure vaults buried beneath their homes, filled with gold and dazzling artifacts. 7 nights passed. Then the first man fell ill.
He began muttering in tongues. He claimed he had seen 4 bold, terrifying figures in his dreams, slaughtering him. He collapsed with a fever. We tried to heal him, but before dawn, a strange sound came. A long, sharp whistle, like the wind howling through the mountains. Then, blood poured from his mouth, his nose, and his eyes. He died at sunrise. A week later, the second man fell. Same dream, same whistle, same fate. Then the third and the fourth, until only one remained. On the morning of the 8th day, we saw the last man. He was leaving, alone. We asked where he was going. He said nothing. But the curse did not end there. 7 nights later, the townspeople began dying. One by one, they bled, they collapsed, they died. All except one. I was the last. The Egyptian government made me the caretaker of this place until they returned to claim it.
That night, the gravedigger offered Ibn Ishaq a mat to sleep beside him. But when the traveler awoke at dawn, the man was gone. Only a torn scrap of paper remained. On it, these words: "In the name of God, the one who harms nothing by his name, in the earth or the sky, and he is the all-hearing, the all-knowing." The writing was rough, faded in places, but still legible. It described a night, a secret gathering. The sorcerer Al-Hayy ibn al-Kasab had summoned the 4 poor men to his home. There he made them memorize strange words, verses that sounded more like curses than prayers. And among them, one phrase appeared again and again: "Release the bonds of Ibn Za'at by the claws of Mukhalabi." Once they had learned every word, the 4 sat down in a circle. In their center, a small candle. The sorcerer warned them, "If its flame rises to the ceiling, know that the jinn has arrived." Then he stepped away and watched from a distance. The 4 men began reciting the incantations together, their voices low, trembling, but unified. As they finished, Al-Hayy suddenly raised his staff and shouted, "Return, O soldiers of the Marid! Return! Come forth to become the greatest army. Appear by the right of Mukhalabi." In that instant, the candle's flame surged. It rose to the ceiling, and the Marid appeared, a spirit of immense power, bound to serve the sorcerer's will. They remained locked in ritual until dawn. No one knows what truly happened during those hours, but by the next sunrise, 3 of the men were dead, their bodies twisted, bloodied, lifeless. The 4th fled. He escaped to Damietta and was never heard from again. Then, at the end of the paper, a plea: "O you who reads this, before you continue your journey, go to the town's eastern edge, past the last row of shops to the graveyard. Recite the Fatiha. Pray for the souls of this cursed place. And so Ibn Ishaq obeyed. He gathered his belongings, descended the stairs of the gravedigger's home, and made his way through the abandoned marketplace. There, beyond the final row of stalls, he found the graves, hundreds of them. He stood before the dead and raised his hands in prayer. But then he saw it, a name carved on one of the headstones, worn yet unmistakable. The departed, Mohammed al-Salmi, the gravedigger. May God grant him paradise. Ibn Ishaq stepped back, stunned, his heart racing. He had spoken to this man. He had shared food with him just hours before. And yet, here lay his grave. He turned and ran through the silent streets back to the iron gate where his camel was still tied. He mounted it, spurred it forward, and rode until the town disappeared behind the dunes. But when he turned back, there was nothing. No gate, no walls, no shops, no graves. Only the empty desert and the whisper of wind.